You're listening to the Savvy Social Podcast, the show for budding entrepreneurs who want to understand the how and the why of social media marketing. I'm your host, Andrea Jones. Let's get started. Welcome to episode number 20 of the Savvy Social Podcast. Today we're talking about why you should invest in social media. Now, I want to start off today with a little bit of a story time. So in my previous career, I worked as a spa manager. I worked for a spa called Spa Citadel in Atlanta. And then I also worked at the Marriott Spa, which was very corporate. And in that spa, I was the manager of that spa, and they put us through this leadership program when I first signed up. And I guess it was your typical leadership program. We did lots of things like figure out our Myers-Briggs, which I always forget mine. I think I'm INTP or TF. I can't remember. And did some volunteering at food banks and lots of great fundamental qualities that leaders should kind of focus on. And one of the things we talked about was what we want in our careers, or what we want our careers to look like in the next 5 years. Now, my fellow managers were saying things like they wanted to eventually run departments and become directors and hotel general managers and all of that good stuff. And I said, I want to work in social media. And they looked at me like I was crazy. And guys, this was only into 2012, beginning of 2013. They thought I was insane. And it's so funny to think that only 6 years ago, people were saying, social media wasn't a job. It wasn't a position at a company. That's what I wanted to do. I want to work in digital marketing, specifically in social media marketing. They looked at me like I was cross-eyed. So it's so fun how just 6 years later, social media is something that so many businesses consider as a major part of their marketing plan. So today I want to talk a little bit about why social media is important and why we should invest in it. So the first reason why we should invest in social media is that being present on social media really builds authority. So think of social media as a concrete extension of your reputation. With social media, you have the ability to present yourself to your fellow humans in a unique way that wasn't always attainable. So before social media, businesses had the option to buy billboards or TV ads, or even handing out flyers or mailing flyers or buying tables at conferences and that sort of thing. With any of those marketing means, it's really challenging to build authority, especially if no one knows who you are. If no one knew who you were, then you had to fight to prove yourself. Everyone knew like the mega brands, but most small businesses stayed small and stayed local for that reason. Some businesses even used massive loss leader type discounts or promotions just to get their clients and customers to buy their products and give them a chance. So with social media, you have the ability to build up that trust and that authority first. I think that's so cool. Anything like posting information content to sharing relevant news to participating in community conversations, engaging on social media and showing up consistently builds your authority. So essentially, by being present on social media, you're allowing others to seek you out for the information that they need. Imagine this. Imagine if you were the go-to source for your industry or niche. Imagine if people turn to you for your opinion on current trends or market changes or things like that. That kind of influence is priceless. Now, I know this perspective, it's kind of a bit outwardly, but it really does help when both individuals and businesses are in that buying process. I don't know about you, but I'd rather buy from someone who knows what they're talking about rather than someone who doesn't. All right, the second reason why you should invest in social media. Being active on social media really contributes to that buying process. So one of the things I personally love about social media is using it to spy on brands that I feel kind of neutral about. So as a consumer, I can get a feel for what that brand is all about, what their values are, what their benefits are, et cetera, before buying from them. On the flip side, the same goes for businesses who are looking to find potential customers. Nearly every single platform allows for businesses to connect with individuals. You have the ability to connect with virtually anyone online. That means that there are potential buyers out there who have no idea who you are, and all you have to do is let them know that you exist, and you show them that you do simply by showing up and connecting with them first. Not only are you building buyers now, you're also creating advocates. So you're nurturing those people who love to share why they love you on social media. You're encouraging loyalty by consistently showing up and being present. All right, the third reason why you should invest in social media. Social media helps you understand your ideal client or customer. Social media gives you the ability to kind of peek into their daily lives. It's so normal now for people to publicly post what they like, what they don't like, what they do on a daily basis, what their weekends are like, what they eat, when they travel, where they work, and so much other information. It's just totally normal now for people to overshare. And so as a business, as a marketer, you have that unique ability to study that so that you can really understand your customer and your client. And when you start to understand them, when you start to get to know your ideal client and customer better, you can create content that speaks to them. You can write copy that speaks to them. You have marketing materials that talks directly to them. And so you can use that information to identify pain points, refine your entire marketing strategy, and improve your conversions. All right, the fourth reason why you should invest in social media, it gives you a direct line of communication with your ideal client or customer. So essentially, you're using social media as a tool for marketing that gives you the ability to gain insights on your ideal customer. It's as easy as asking them. So you can have a post that asks why they love your product or services. Very simple, very basic. Just ask. Everyone loves sharing their opinion. So really prompting that allows them to open up and get feedback from the people who care, because those are the people who are already following you. Social media is also a really great way to start conversations with potential or ideal clients and customers. You have the ability to ask them what they need, and if your offer is a good fit, then that really opens the door to that sales conversation. Now, I just want to warn you to be careful here, because you want to make sure that you're offering value first. This isn't kind of like a billboard where you're shouting out your product. This is a conversation. So offer value, start the conversation, and see where it takes you. All right, the fifth and final reason why you should invest in social media is that social media is really just a necessary part of the process. Listen, consumers look at social media before buying. There's no way to get around this. It's just how the market is today. So those businesses who don't take advantage of this opportunity are really losing out. Yes, we have some people who aren't online. Those people are even harder to reach. So why not focus on those who are showing up every day? They're using these tools. And if you show up as well, I promise you that more and more people are going to pay attention to what you have to offer. And honestly, those people who aren't online yet, they'll probably be online soon. Consumers also use social media as a customer service tool. So the magic of social media allows us to log online and connect with any of our brands that we want to at any time. And if you're not there, you're kind of losing out. It's just part of the process now. It's how people use those tools. So it's a necessary part of the process. That's why you should invest. If you don't, you could be losing out. Now, I kind of want to leave you with this thought. These people, your customers, your clients, your people online see social media as a networking tool, not a marketing tool, not a sales machine. So keep that in mind as you develop a strategy that works for you and your business. You shouldn't turn people away with your social media strategy. They should feel invited in and welcomed. They should feel like they're connecting with you and what your company does. They should really feel supported and provided for. That's what makes the difference at the end of the day. Be authentic. That's my number one piece of advice for engaging on social media, is to be authentic. I touched on this point in episode number 14 when I talked about how to work with the Instagram algorithm. At the end of the day, if you're just being authentic, you'll win. Yes, it's a long game, but it's so freaking worth it. Now, if you found today's podcast helpful, I really encourage you to join the Savvy Social School. Our newest course, which is called Savvy Social Starter Kit, will walk you through exactly what I do with my clients to create a really solid foundation and create a social media strategy that works for you and your business. In the course, we cover things like how to identify your target market, how to outline your content types, how to plan your posts, what to do every day to manage social media, how to analyze your progress along the way, and so much more. The monthly fee right now to join is $37, which gives you access to the community, office hours with me, the done for you posts, and all the courses. So learn more by visiting savvysocialschool.com. Thanks so much for joining me on today's show. Please rate and review us on iTunes or wherever you're listening. That's really the best way to support so that I can continue to deliver value every single week. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.